some newspaper front pages this morning.
The Telegraph leads on the Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood lashing out at left-wing MPs who have labelled her asylum system reforms repugnant.
The Mail quotes Shabana Mahmood in the Commons yesterday after she implied that the racist abuse that she's received means that she knows just how broken the asylum system is.
The Times has the same top story. They say entire families could face deportation under her reform shake-up.
And finally, the Mirror this morning leads with an exclusive line from the Prime Minister, who's fighting back and insists that he will lead Labour into the next election.
Joining us now to go through what's making the news is journalist and author Susan Holder and political commentator Aman Bhogal. I think, for me, that Daily Mirror story is extraordinary. I mean, the fact he's now saying, I'll lead Labour at the next election, 14 months after that landslide, is extraordinary, isn't it?
It is, and he's had how many resets? You know, he had that 14,000-word essay that he relaunched his manifesto. Well, look, let's be honest. Labour had a sandcastle majority at the last election. They did not win because people wanted to vote for them. They won because people wanted to vote against the Conservative Party.
Which is often the case in any election, mind you. You vote for what you don't. You kind of don't vote for the people who you have been in power. That kind of can happen quite a lot.
But look, Labour is toast. The fact that the Prime Minister has to come out and spell this out, still, 4 years away from the next planned election.
The election campaign has started, and I don't know why they think that we're at all interested in the campaign.
I think it never ended.
No, I don't think it ever ended. And there's so much more to do.
Well, there's polling, pretty damning polling, on the front page of the Times this morning, isn't there, Aman? Only a third of people think he should lead the party into the next election.
Well, it's an absolute failure of governance. I mean, I've often called that this is the Illywecker Prime Minister. Basically, look, he sold a pup to the British public at the last election, and they continue to do so, the Labour Party. It's all smoke and mirrors. We've got open borders. We've broken last year's record of illegal dinghy-wallahs breaking into Britain at 38,500 just last week. The economy is in a doom loop, and unemployment is up, taxes are up, and people feel worse off already. I mean, where are the £300 that they offered us off our energy bills?
That's by the end of the decade. You said Illywecker.
Illywecker.
Illywecker. What's an Illywecker Prime Minister?
Illywecker Prime Minister, Christopher, that's Australian slang for a small-time confidence trickster.
Illywecker.
Illywecker.
Is that a word of the year?
It's the word of the year. I mean, word of the year, of course, is parasocial.
Yeah, we were talking about this at the top of the six.
Yeah.
Using the internet without a VPN, a virtual private network, is a bit like taking to the road without car insurance. All it takes is one unlucky moment to cost you a lot of cash. This video's sponsor is Private Internet Access. They are the VPN to help keep you safe. Click the link in the description below to find out why over 30 million people have downloaded PIA to protect themselves online. A virtual private network is an app that hides your IP address and helps keep your data private. When you're browsing the internet at home, you give up a large amount of data to businesses, to shops, and indeed to social media giants too. Hackers have the ability to steal your personal data with ease, including sensitive information such as passwords, keystrokes, and even your personal photos. Private Internet Access helps protect your personal data by encrypting your internet connection to keep your data out of the hands of cybercriminals. And it's not just hackers either to be concerned about. Information can be censored too. When Canada passed their C18 bill, social media giants decided to ban news content on their platforms. But PIA can protect your ability to consume the news and content you love. Private Internet Access is available for Windows users, Mac OS, Android, Linux, iOS, and you can use one PIA subscription to protect an unlimited amount of devices. And we've got a huge GBNews discount for you too. Click the link in this video's description and you'll get a massive 83% off PIA. That's under £2 a month, the price of a coffee, and you'll get an extra 4 months completely free on top. Also, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee too. Visit piavpn.com/GBnews to start protecting yourself digitally today.
Yeah.
And I think everyone can relate to that feeling.
Well, they can, but the funny thing is, it was first coined in 1956.
We used to call it being a fan, didn't we?
Being a fan.
And that's what it used to be. But of course, with social media and people showing so much more of their private lives, their homes. They show you everything they do in their homes, how they decorate it, what they eat, everything. I can understand why this word has been coined now to kind of
explain what it means.
Well, it means that you feel a particular connection to somebody famous.
Yeah.
I mean, and we all, so many of us grew up thinking that one day we might marry a pop star, and for some of us that does happen.
Who have you had that with? Well, in your case, did you end up marrying someone you felt parasocial about?
Well, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. I have to say, no. I think it might be a bit kind of weird if you end up marrying somebody that you did have a picture of on your wall, and that isn't what happened to me. That is no. I married somebody. Anyway.
To be honest, I think we could sort of stretch it and say, look, I saw my wife, we fell in love first sight, and we married.
Oh.
That could be a bit of a parasocial.
Yeah.
But it's feeling somebody intimately.
As long as you think the same about you, though. It's because
it turned out that it was. I mean, we've been married now for 23 years.
Oh,
so there you go.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
We've had Tessie get in touch with us on this, saying, I remember when Ronnie Barker died, I literally felt the same way as when my father died. It's like he'd been a part of my family all my life.
Yeah.
Because we'd watched him on TV.
Well, look what happened when Princess Diana died. Look at the outpouring there.
Yeah.
A lot of people were very affected.
Media. I mean,
and that was pre-social media, but that's because somebody that you felt... People do take people to their hearts, and there's nothing wrong with that, so long as you keep it on that kind of respectful
we
level.
got married on the same day of her funeral.
That's right, I remember you saying that.
Which is extraordinary.
Did you?
Which is a whole different story. Can I ask you about Shabana Mahmood?
Yes, you can.
I mean, that is the story of the day. I think this is a...
Who I don't feel parasocial about, can I say?
As a political geek, this is a moment for this government.
Yes.
If you set off the fact that on the Daily Mirror, the PM is saying, I'll lead Labour to the next general election, well, he'll only do it if they can stop the boats. And I think these two things are connected.
Yeah.
And it's the biggest moment for this government outside of a budget I can think of.
Well, I think it's really key for the country, I think, that Labour are starting to act like that they actually do think, or some of them do think, Shabana Mahmood thinks, that not all concerns about immigration mean that you're, a right-wing loony.
Yeah.
And it's about time that somebody kind of put those two things together and realise that, 2 and 2 do not make that 4.
However, I would say that, look, Labour are running absolutely scared of reform. Reform have led in the last 150 polls. They won monumental number of local by-elections since the last election. I mean, look, let's be honest. Until Labour are able to tackle the activist judges that we have in our judiciary, get rid of the ECHR, and, of course, the rats in a sack that is the Parliamentary Labour Party wanting to defend their seats, nothing is going to change.
Well, I think that the last thing is fine. All MPs want to defend their seats. The judges are the problems. That when this encounters with the courts, it could be the problem.
But the plan is to kind of replace those judges with an independent body, isn't it? That's what she's talking about. And although I understand all the scepticism, and I'm as sceptic as anybody, at least the things are being said, and we're moving in a direction of intent.
Well, the Overton window might be moving, but let's be honest, just a month ago at the Labour conference, the same Home Secretary, Shabana Mahmood, was calling anyone who wanted secure borders Little Englanders. So what's changed in a month? Let's be honest.
Well, what has changed may be what you've just said, which is Reform are setting the agenda. I don't think Reform are anywhere near ready for power. I think it would be a real big mistake to go down that road.
Labour had 14 years to get themselves ready for power, and look at the bad governance we're getting.
But you can't moan about what they say on the one hand and then say, oh, but now they've changed their mind. Don't we want people to change their mind and make different decisions as they go along?
But that's not what they believe. They're not going to deliver it. Let's be honest.
They have got to deliver it, yeah.
Well, they won't deliver it because, let's be honest, this is the same Home Secretary which has spent a lifetime peddling sectarianism. She's born in Birmingham. She calls herself the daughter of Kashmir, right? She campaigned against Israel. Right, and she was there in Greece, not welcoming in illegal migrants into Europe. Right, this is a refugees welcome gang that we got in power. We got a human rights lawyer as Prime Minister, masquerading as Prime Minister. We got a Deputy Prime Minister who's more bothered about the skin of his colour of his skin than delivery, and we've got a Chancellor who's more of a Chancellor with an economic boom.
But to be fair to Shabana Mahmood, she's only been in the job 70 days, and we are talking about the toughest asylum reform potentially.
However, it doesn't work.
If it works.
So they tried it.
We have to judge her on delivery.
Well, indeed. Look, so far 38,500 is the number, but more important than that, 400,000 people have sought asylum in the UK, and we've got 1 million illegal migrants.
We must get to the BBC because the things have moved on there, Susan, hasn't it?
Yeah.
The chairman there says there's no basis for defamation.
And just
case.
very briefly, Susan, we've only got a minute.
Well, OK, so the BBC are just defending themselves constantly, saying there's no basis for defamation because Panorama wasn't shown in the US, and also Trump went on to win the election. But I have to say, and I will come back to this on the next one, because I couldn't be more furious as a journalist about what the BBC have done, and no accountability is being taken.
What have you thought of their reaction?
I thought their reaction is absolutely ridiculous. I think they should have come out and said, hands up, this is awful. We found the person who made this mistake and we fired them. Yeah. That's what should have happened.
Aman, 10 seconds.
Look, it's a systematic problem in the BBC. Long gone are the days that we all trusted the BBC World Service on shortwave.